Welcome to step 4 of our 4-step fundraising process, launching your fundraising campaign. We've actually come a long way together. In step 1, we identified and built your list of ideal funders. In step 2, we created a rock-solid fundraising plan and an irresistible fundraising offer. In step 3, we proceeded to recruit and equip your fundraising team, including volunteers, interns, and board members. And of course, equip them with the materials they need to execute. Now it's time to start the execution process. This is where you launch your fundraising campaign. This step is all about taking action, leading your team to bring everything to life and to turn your plan into real results. Now, launching isn't just about flipping a switch. It's about guiding your team through consistent execution of the fundraising plan, basically the plan of care you created in step 2. When done right, it creates momentum, builds lasting relationships, and generates sustainable funding. The beauty is this: the system we've set up here, your campaign can run smoothly when you are not micromanaging every detail. Rather, you're focusing on leadership, accountability, and smart automation to keep things moving. So by the end of this step, you will know exactly how to kick things off and maintain the engine. Now let's dive right in. I'll explain each part of the launch process, why it's essential, and how to implement it. As always, we'll start with the personal brainstorming, then leverage your team and tools like the AI for efficiency. First, you need to hold what we call the onboarding meeting with your board and your team, because you don't just want to start, going into execution with everybody doing his own thing. You want everybody to come together, review the execution process together, and then you all kick off, as one. So you can either do an in-person gathering or a virtual gathering where you all review the prospect list, review the step-by-step fundraising strategy, review the fundraising, the irresistible offer, right? Before, launching out. And of course, review the different roles of each person executing, the materials they need, making sure everybody has what they need to execute, making sure everybody is comfortable and in the right spirit. This is important because without alignment, your efforts can, be fragmented. Someone might skip building trust and, go into a different process. So this meeting actually clarifies the responsibilities and sets expectations for accountability. So to do this, schedule a meeting, right, with your team, prepare an agenda, make sure everybody has an agenda, go into those meetings, present the tools, present the process, make sure everybody understands their role, and then you all can start executing together. The next is executing the 4-step process, because this is the foundation of your fundraising execution. So everybody knows how each of the 4-step process is executed depending on their role in the process. So your goal is to make sure they know that for the very first touch, you're trying to get them to know you. The next touch is you're trying to get them to like you. And then you're trying to get them to trust you before making the ask. This is important so that everybody follows that same approach. You're guiding them through that approach. So whoever is handling the introduction has the tools, materials ready. Whoever is handling the follow-up has the tools and materials ready, so that the person who's handling the introduction should take action first, not the person who's doing follow-up is taking action even before the person handling the introduction. So you have to be able to guide that entire process, right? And also hold everybody accountable to their execution. So what I would advise is every Monday, always have a general meeting where everybody's reviewing what needs to be done for that week, what time to do, that task, and then following up at the end of the week to make sure everybody did what they are supposed to do. Having that sort of, follow up week in, week out is going to ensure everybody keeps according to, the plan, and everybody executes according to the plan. So like I said, have that Monday meeting where you all are reviewing what needs to be done for that week, and then have that meeting on a Friday where you are reviewing what has been done, what successes were created, and what needs to be done to create more results. When you execute the 4-step process, like I said, during the step 2 and step 3, you need to be able to follow up with those who do not give, because the truth is many would not give at that first ask. So you need to have a process that follows up with them, and you need to have your member of your team who's available and ready to do that follow-up process, so that the moment somebody who does not give, they're easily moved into the follow-up, the follow-up list, and then the person taking charge is following up immediately to provide that follow-up value so that they can give. Then when it comes to stewardship, like I said, your board members should be able to help in this regard. People feel valued when a board member reaches out to say, we appreciate your gift. It means the organization actually took note of that gift. Because for a board member reaching out, they see the board members as an important part of the organization. So it means the organization values that gift. So setting up your board members to be able to follow up, right, is very important. You can't provide them scripts to call in. You can't provide them email templates to send in, right? To appreciate these donors, letting them know the gift was received, it was felt, this was how it was used, and this is the result that was created, or the transformation that was created based on that gift. Doing this alone can increase your retention by as much as 50%, thereby increasing the likelihood of donors coming back to give and give again. Now, one important aspect of your execution is holding everybody accountable. It's very easy for people to just go their different ways, or just go silent, or not do what they are asked to do. So you must be able to hold everybody accountable, and that's why I recommend having those meetings regularly, so that you can set expectations every week, and also confirm that they did what they're supposed to do. When people know that they are going to be held accountable, they are most likely going to be following through. So you holding your team accountable is very important. You holding your board accountable is also very important. Aside accountability, another key aspect is automating your fundraising processes with technology. Now, technology is a very important tool in your fundraising process. So you don't have to have people, manning different aspects of the execution process, especially processes that technology can take charge of. For example, the introductory email, right? You could use technology to set that up in a way that once somebody comes into the list, automatically there's an email that goes out to them. This reduces error, and then of course it frees up people to be able to take charge of other areas. For example, also the follow-up process, that can also be automated in a way where once somebody does not give and the person is moved into the follow-up list, an automated email begins to follow up with them, providing them more information, more data, and then making the ask again. This is really going to free up your time, and it's going to make sure money is coming in even when you are not available, or even when you are not there taking action. So launch out a fundraising process, and know this: it is the consistency of your outreach that creates the momentum that brings in funding. If you think you're just going to execute 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and you're out, that's not going to work. It's like a business that has set up a sales process. That sales process needs to keep running for money needs to continue to come in. That's why you see Google, Amazon, and these top brands are always running adverts. Even with the huge customer base, even with the money that they've made, they still keep running adverts day in, day out, because it is that consistency that creates results. So you must be able to ensure the consistency of your fundraising outreach. You're not doing this for a one-time show. You're not doing this just to raise money now. You are setting up a process that needs to keep running consistently for your organization, so that you can start bringing in money consistently. And as you scale the whole process by bringing in part-time staff or put full-time staff, bringing in a head of fundraising department to take charge of this process you started out, you can now successfully ease out of that process, focus on the impact, and then you have a fundraising engine running for your organization consistently. That's how organizations scale. That's how organizations raise consistent cash flow for their mission. I'm very happy that you've taken the time to go through this 4-step process. This fourth process wraps up our 4-step process. Now you've built a complete repeatable fundraising system, from identifying who your prospects are to an ongoing revenue generation engine. Congratulations, you are now fully equipped to fund your mission. If you have any question, email me using the email on the download page. If you need hands-on support, reach out to me. Let's set you up for the one-day challenge so that together we'll build out this entire system for you and launch your fundraising outreach. And of course, you have my support supporting you each step of the way as you go. Thank you for joining. Go launch and make an impact. If this helped you, share with a fellow nonprofit leader. When I say share your success story with us. I'll be emailing you to find out how this helped you. I would love you to share your experience and also tell people about this so that they can also get this first step process, learn the process, and start taking action. Fundraising is not difficult. Fundraising is easy. You only need the confidence, and then you need the understanding of each step of this process and start executing consistently, and you will see the result. Thank you for trusting us. I look forward to working with you, and I look forward to sharing in your success story as you go. I'll see you.